McPherson. Look him up on YouTube. Great piano player. Very good piano player. Very instrumental from when I was coming up learning my piano. But he was giving a YouTube on the top 5 reasons why gospel musicians are leaving the church. One of the reasons was that the churches aren't investing in their players. The churches are not investing in their players. They're not developing their players there. And I thought that was pretty interesting. There came a time when I was I had the opportunity to start playing with the church. And it's kind of like it was CCM, contemporary Christian music. And none of the musicians knew anything about the number system. And this is already going on 4 years in, where we need to learn the number system. And I believe that it was the job of the musical director, whoever is directing the music, the leadership of the worship team is supposed to develop. They're supposed to have the ability to develop all the facets of that worship team, from singing to playing. We're talking about if you look at a guy like Fred Hammond, who's a bassist, he has the ability to literally talk to you about theory, talk to you about how to sing, talk to you about how to do a proper chord progression. Do some research on him. The guy's he's pretty good. Very, very, very good. And you're not really finding that nowadays, I agree, where players are being developed. So like Warren was saying, what happens is when players are not being developed, there's almost a phasing out of players. It's kind of like in the industry that I'm in, the pool industry. It's like, who can you go to learn repairs, or why are guys just stuck at the level of pool cleaner? And it's because a lot of companies aren't developing their workers, not giving them the opportunity to expand. A lot of times this happens because they don't want them to advance, because if you advance, you leave or you go and start your own. I don't think it's that way within the church. I think that it's just so centered on let's get these 3 or 4 songs out the way. You have a lot of backing tracks. I do agree with that, but a lot of people aren't really learning the music for the sake, or I would say the enjoyment. It has to be the enjoyment of learning a song. You guys saw me sit there and play the beginning parts to a song called Only Believe. And one guy on TikTok wanted the chord progression. If you want to learn how I do it, he was saying that, playing by ear, developing that skill, it becomes a skill, but usually playing by ear really starts off as a talent. It starts off as a talent. It doesn't become skilled until you do what I do. I'm tired of playing by ear. I want to know the theory behind this song, the movements. Each song has a movement, a chordal progression of movement. I want to learn how to improvise. And truth be told, I don't think a lot of people in church, even if he's the pianist, has the time to sit down for free. That's the key word, for free, and teach somebody. So what I had to do personally was I had to hire me a classically trained teacher of about 50 to 60 years. She's been playing since she was 5. By the time she got to me, she was playing for the Ka Hotels, classically trained, can sight read. So if the church isn't investing in the musicians, here's a key thing: invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. If you want to become a better player, literally, you've got to invest in yourself. It's kind of like a lot of record labels now. They're not investing in these new guys popping up. They want to see what you have done for yourself. How many your social media following, the crowd that you happen to have obtained. And then they come to you and they say, hey, we want to continue to further invest in you. They want to further what you have done. So the number one thing in music is you've got to invest in yourself. Nobody is going to do it for you. You got to invest in yourself to a point where I'll go to a piano store and I'll start playing. Well, do you play professionally? No. Well, do you teach? No. So when they find somebody just playing for the joy of simply playing and actually able to take them through a chordal progression of what this song is doing, and then, okay, well, you can improvise that way. All of that was actually, I would say, about 10% of my teacher, and 90% me. 90% me spending 3 hours. When I told one guy this, I said I spend about 3 hours a day playing, 3 hours a day going through a piece, sight reading. So it takes you investing in yourself, and it takes that time. It takes that time. We're going to get to part 2. So part 1 is the church is not investing in its players. If the churches can't invest in you, you continue on. You invest in yourself. I have a little nephew. Not nephew, but he's like not like my second cousin. He is my second cousin. And he was playing piano. And I usually give tips out. I say, hey, well, if they want to become a stronger player, take him to church. Not that he's going to learn how to play church, but you're going to develop his ear. But there's a but to this. That's got to come from that sole individual wanting to go after it. You've got to have the drive within yourself. And you can't be looking to be playing for a church and anything like that just to play. Play for the enjoyment. Play because you like playing for yourself. People say, why don't you play? My dad's like, why don't you play for the church? You could really bless everybody. I can. But I'm really still getting my chops up. I'm really enjoying where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying the space of, let me sit here and pull these songs. Because here's one thing I understand. I understand that in order to get to a certain level, it's going to take time. What do you guys see me here doing right now? I'm going to my pool job. I'm going to take care of my customers. I don't have the time to sit at a piano at the end of the day for 3 hours, like I did with COVID, like I did in the winter times, like I did when I didn't have much of anything going on. So keep that in mind. The first thing is invest in yourself, and then you got to realize that it's going to take time. I'm still not there yet. I sat there and I listened to a lot of phenomenal players. I'm like, wow, that's really amazing. And then you can't play by yourself. You got to get with a band. It's different when you're playing by yourself in a room, but when you're getting with a band and you're feeling everybody's vibe, it's different. Stay tuned for more.